are all the other people which are showing up in your life. Maybe they're showing up as difficult, painful, maybe they have cheated on you, maybe they have been unjust to you. They are showing up because you have impressed them being that way, or is it just a random event, or it is just a series of events which is just happening and you are just caught in the middle? I'll answer all these questions in this video. A lot of my clients have asked me these questions, a lot of other people on YouTube comments or DM me have asked me these questions, and I will explain them in this video. My name is Rohit and I've been studying about law of attraction manifestation for years now, and my goal with this channel is to simplify manifesting so anyone can manifest a dream house, the dream vacation, that perfect partner or perfect health with using the power of their imagination. So this goes back to a story which is very famous. I think at least in Neville circle is a famous story of when his brothers visited him in New York and they wanted to see the plays, Ida's play, and all the plays were sold out, right? But Neville imagined their brother watching the play. And what ended up happening is somebody tried to steal the tickets or try to pay under the ticket. Instead of paying $20, they paid like $2 or something, and they tried to, trick the person who was selling the tickets. And then Neville kind of confronted that person, and that person eventually returned the tickets. The person returned the tickets, and now Neville had the tickets. He and his brothers were able to see the show. So in that story, there was a man who played a role of the bad guy, or the person who was trying to steal in a way, right? He was playing a role, right? He was playing a role in that when Neville was manifesting it. So you have to understand that there are other people, different situations, and they're also playing out their manifestations, or they're just being a part of your manifestation. Sometimes you might come across a very difficult person. They're testing your patience, they're making you difficult and all that, right? And if you look deeper, and once that person has maybe left you or has left being around you, and then you will realize that person taught you very important lessons which you have carried forward in your life. So many times other people show up in your life and they do things which you might feel are unjust, or are they being careless, or they're being mean, or they're being rude. Whatever, they're playing out a different role in your life so that you have something to learn, that you can learn a certain lesson from them. If it wasn't the case, then you wouldn't be playing that lesson out. Now, another important thing that I really want you to understand, and I want all of you guys to understand, is we cannot go out and blaming every other person for who they are. If we are blaming and if we are condemning them and saying why they are this way, why they did this to me, we are only cementing them in their place. We have to let go, and we have to be okay with how the others are being in your life. You can always revise those specific scene. If something was really hurtful, you can revise it as you would have wanted it to happen, and that will give you the results. So I will give you an example. This is a very famous, like a popular thread on Reddit I read, where this person actually visualized themselves being a great investor, right? And they made some investments and they lost a bunch of money. So they were like, okay, I impressed my subconscious mind becoming a great investor, but instead what ended up happening is actually I lost money. How can this be any good? I imagine being a great investor and I lost my money. And a lot of people were like, okay, this is just the middle, or this is not the end. Or some people were like, we don't know if this is exactly what you manifested. Maybe you manifested the fear of losing money. Different things were happening. And I saw his process. I saw what he did, how he visualized the end, being a great investor. So now what ended up happening is I checked in on this thread after a while, and they said they have made back a lot more money in their investments now. So if we now connect the dots, and if we go backwards, we see that bad investment that they made actually made them into a good investor, right? Sometimes as a soccer player, as a football player, the days when you have bad games, you learn some really vital key lessons which you don't repeat again. and that makes you a better player. The same thing happened with that gentleman. What ended up happening is when he lost money, he realized whom not to take advice from. He realized where to invest, where not to invest. He realized when to take risk, when not to take risk. He realized that which investments were speculative, which were more safer investments, and when to use speculative investments, when to make safer investment. He learned a bunch of lessons by making that bad investment. And in turn, when that loss was happening to him, he had a very hard time accepting that loss because he felt that the world is being unjust and the world is being unfair. But actually he was learning a very important lesson which was conducive to his end, where he wanted to be a very successful entrepreneur, very successful investor. And this lesson which he learned by this bad investment stuck with him, taught him a lot of great lessons so that he became a good investor or a great investor. He can go on to become even greater. So sometimes things happen in your life, sometimes things come up in your life where you think this is very unjust, unfair, or difficult thing happening, but they are there to actually impress, or they might be playing a part which is going towards your end. Now this is a question when a lot of people ask me, a lot of my clients have asked me, that how do I know that this is somebody teaching me a lesson or something which is unfolding the middle towards my end, or this is something negative that I've impressed on our subconscious mind, right? Because it might also happen that you might have impressed, if this person impressed your subconscious mind with losing investments, they might have lost money because of that impressions, or they did impress subconscious mind by winning the thing. So you have to think about is have you really visualized the end and have you impressed it properly? Have you taken a couple of angles at it and impressed it properly? Then you know it is done. For example, for this person, if they visualized maybe two scenes, maybe one scene talking with their friend and the friend confirming back to them that they made a great investment and that now they are a great investor, that's one scene. Or they can have another scene where they're talking to their loved one and wife and telling them, reporting them there, and their wife or loved one confirming to them, oh, I actually made some great investment, I made some great returns in that. And also they might be actually have one or two beliefs when they do inner conversations and they say, I make smart investments, or I am a great investor, or I am a good investor. So when they're doing these three things, right? Three things. They have visualized two end scenes which is very clear that they have, the end scene is very clear, which implies that they are good investors. And they have also worked on their inner conversations where they are talking to themselves that I am a great investor, or I make great investments. Now, if they've done this part and they've impressed the subconscious mind and they feel like they have reached a series of saturation, whatever happens in the middle is not of our concern. It will take us to our end because they have done that, right? They have consciously visualized, consciously created the end, and this conscious creation and this concept in a conversation or visualization will give them the end despite having turbulent middle. There can be middle which can be smooth, but in a lot of cases the middle is up and down, it's a bit turbulent. So now we know that this is their manifestation payout because they have impressed the end. They have impressed the subconscious mind with the end. Now we don't have to be concerned about the middle. But let's say you have never impressed your subconscious mind with the end. Let's say you never had inner conversations, you never did any visualization, and you're constantly losing money. And this gentleman was constantly losing money. That means the impressions of being a bad investor or the fear of being a bad investor is playing out. So how to counter that? How to counter that is by using the power of visualization, creating an end scene which implies that you are a great investor, or creating inner conversation which implying, or subconscious mind tapes. There are a lot of techniques you can use implying that they are a great investor. So they are consciously tackling these things. So when you're consciously tackling the contrary to what you're getting, you know it is done, and then you can just relax, let go, and let this universe give you what you desire. So I hope you really got value out of this video, because I really wanted to tell you that in a lot of cases you might see other people who are being a certain way in your life, or who are doing certain things in your life, They are doing this, they are being that because they are a reflection of what you have impressed on your subconscious mind, consciously or unconsciously. And maybe they are there to teach you a very important lesson so that you become the person you desire to be with whatever medium you choose to take on. So that's all I wanted to share. Hope you got great value out of this video. Share this video with someone whom you would find beneficial. Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel if you're interested in more content like this. And also, if you have any questions, any coaching queries, you can feel free to reach out to me in the email address provided below, or you can leave a comment there and we can work on that as well. So until then, I really want you to understand this key concept is what other people are showing up. We cannot blame them, or we cannot just say that they are that way when they are being a reflection of what is in our internal world. So until then, take care, and I will see you in the next video. I wish you great success with your manifesting journey, and take care.